Hey, YouTube. I'll wait before I start. Then I'll come on. Hey, Brooklyn. I'm doing well. I'm not going to be on here long, so just wanted to come on and give some updates, I guess. Let me go ahead and see if anybody want to be interested in joining the live stream. Yeah, I'm doing okay. You know, can't complain. So, what you been up to? Well, let me start. Y'all just have to catch the replay because I'm trying not to do so many live streams, I guess. Oh, yeah, you did tell me you was doing that house sitting and pet sitting. You know what? It seems pet sitting, that's a great gig to get into, especially you could have multiple people to house sit for. It was a YouTube channel. Someone else I was watching. They are house sitters, and she has a YouTube channel. Let me see if I could pull her up. And she was doing she started actual business house sitting, and then she does it all around the world, like not just house sitting in the United States. And she actually started like house sitting school. And let me see, what's her name? She has a big channel too. Her name is Stephanie Perry, and she started her channel with house sitting school. Check out her channel, Stephanie Perry. She has a large following now. Let me see something. I'm trying to look at it. She has 101,000 subscribers, and she goes to various different countries house sitting. She lives in Delaware with her parents, Yeah, and she started like for women who want to be expats, I guess they call them. They just travel different parts of the world and country and live. And she just speaks with women who kind of want to go on do that journey. And she just lives abroad in different countries, and she inspired so many people um, to live abroad and be expat. And I don't even know how I came across that channel. I think I did. I think I came across the channel when I was looking at the van life and tiny house, and somehow or another she came across. But she's been spoke about on recently. Someone had talked, mentioned her on, like, I think it was the New York Times, Essence magazine, and um, it's very interesting. I listen to her channel. I don't say I listen to it every day, but I do listen to it. But and she just has all these women, black women in particular, aspiring to live in other countries. And even then, I think someone that I know, I saw her Instagram post, and her name is Jay. She live in Atlanta. And next thing you know, I saw her. She was traveling. Her son already went off to college, and that's what they do. They just people just whatever savings they have or planning, they sell. Either they sell stuff at their house, or they just sell their house and they just live all different various countries. But she has a very unique thing of house sitting. Because people who be living in other countries, especially like in Europe, they will they take the long, what they call it, they don't call it vacation, holiday. Hey Romeo, let me invite Romeo in here.
Hey guys, hey T, how are you?
Hey,
How's everything?
how come I only see zero people
Um,
looking? Well, anyway, but yeah, so that's just, I would check her channel out. Even though she has a whole lot of subscribers, I wish people need to share my channels because I'm trying to really work on growing my channel.
yeah, send me. Hey, sorry, my cat is playing something.
Hmm,
I have now is I have 106 subs.
106 subs.
Yeah, because of my cat. People like
I know. I wonder if I put Charlie on there, he probably get more subscribers.
than you.
Everybody love animals and cats and some sort.
Yeah,
Charlie, hold on a second. I know I left the door open. I just came back home from doing my little survey gigs,
yeah,
but the door is open, so he ready to come in. He'll come in.
yeah, yeah. How's everything in your place, in your state,
How's everything going? Where?
in your state? Everybody's going out or what?
No, they're still out and about. Man, you talk about with the COVID, with the mask and stuff.
Yeah.
And people ain't really
Nah,
being serious.
okay.
They've been the same way before. I can't even tell.
Yeah.
I mean, I wear my mask, but sometimes I may go out and about and I don't. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's that it sucks. People are still talking about it. COVID-19 and the vaccine, dude. It's almost 2 years.
I said in the beginning, I said they need to at least allow 2 years before anything starts to
Yeah,
subdue. But I don't know. People, it's not like it's 100% over. I'm
yeah,
still at Amazon. I still get. Well, you know what? I may not even get notifications anymore about people having COVID because if someone has COVID, they're not going to really put it out there.
yeah, yeah. Hey, I heard Amazon. I don't know which state it is. They said they become a union. I don't know which state is that.
Say it again.
Uh, One of the places, Amazon. uh, the workers
What
become,
the union?
yeah,
That's in New York. That was on Long Island.
yeah. What's the deal with that one? Why businesses don't like union?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't. It's not about people don't like it. Some people just don't understand.
yeah,
But the guy who started the union, he was fired from Amazon, and he the one who really started the union and got it rolling. And
yeah.
so, but the location today, the second location in New York, which is not far from that location, they didn't vote for the union, so they turned it down.
No,
So
each place. Huh?
each center or each location, they will vote on it, but I don't know. I don't think they're gonna put it out there for everyone unless someone thinks about. I don't know.
Yeah,
All I know is my opinion about unions. I've worked at the government. When I worked at the IRS, they were union, and they said, "Oh, they help you protect your job." Da da da. Sometimes, I don't know.
everything is there's a good and bad for everything.
I mean, Amazon, I would say they probably need to be union because everything they do is automated.
Yeah,
Nobody fires you. It's a computer that fires you based on whatever
see,
they don't try to base it on like, oh, your rate is low, we're gonna fire you, whatever. They do it where they say if you use your unpaid time off and it goes in a negative balance, like they give you 20 hours, but
okay,
certain locations is different. They say you accrue you have to work the hours to accumulate unpaid time, whereas before some places they give you 20 hours a quarter. So they're not even consistent all across the board of how they implement that policy. So this is an experiment. So
yeah.
right
It's
now
a,
I've got 21 unpaid hours. So if I say, okay, you know what, I'm tired, I don't feel like going, let me go home. You have to use your unpaid time off leave. But if it goes to zero, the system automatically fires you. But
oh, yeah.
that's why I've been waiting for. I said, no, no, I'm gonna wait for VTO. So they gave VTO Saturday about 9:30. Well, they gave VTO, voluntary time off. It was at 4 o'clock. I was shampooing my hair and I looked at my phone. It was 5:15 and they offered it. I said, oh man, I missed it. So I said, okay, let me go on to work, see how I feel.
Mm,
Because I worked 3 days. Saturday, I worked Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, 12-hour days, 12.5 hour days.
damn.
So I said, so when I came to work and it didn't seem like it was busy. So
Okay.
I was like, oh man, I said I already missed the thing to get BTO. So they walked around and said, if we get BTO, we'd be interested. I said, yep.
Mm,
And then right around 9:30,
yeah.
that's when they gave out the BTO.
Mm,
So
yeah.
I was good. But then at the same time, I was like, okay, we'll see how it goes because
Mm,
I work inbound. So I said, when those trucks come in, they take those stuff off the truck, and I have to unbox things and stuff like that. I said, someone told me they don't usually offer VTO inbound
mm,
because it's always busy, but this
yeah.
time they didn't need as many people. So I said, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I was
Hey,
tired
hey,
for 8 hours.
I can. Oh, I'm looking at your channel. There's no sub number. You say there is sub number.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I can see how many subscribers. I don't have no thousand. That's all I know.
Yeah. Your side you can, but my side I don't. I don't know what's up with YouTube. I just let you know. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. You said you work 12 hours.
Yeah, work 6 to 6:30.
Um. That's double pay or just overtime pay.
No, that's regular pay. I don't work just 6 to 6:30. I
Mm,
work 3 days a week: Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
that's weird. You say in my state it's like if you work 8 hours, past 8 hours,
No,
overtime makes.
you work 40 hours a week. That's my regular schedule. I don't get overtime.
Okay, okay,
It's not, you don't get overtime for working over 8 hours. You get overtime if you work over 40 hours a week.
okay. Maybe your pay is different than mine.
That's at any job. If you work over 40 hours a week,
Uh,
that's overtime.
damn, I did get overtime when I work my job past 8 hours.
Yeah, you have to work over 40 hours a week for it to be overtime.
No, 20 hours.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe
All right, who else is on here?
just as.
Just you and Brooklyn. Well, anyway, so as y'all know, most things going on in the news
Yeah, it's everything going up.
about the recession and
Yeah.
mostly YouTube. And my thing about that, if you when you're going into this recession, especially if you work in these gig jobs,
Yeah.
DoorDash, and you have to, in my opinion, it's time to start looking for a W-2 job and try to get your foot, because if companies start laying off, or depending on what type of industry you work in, things might be getting slow.
One of them is the fast food place. I know that.
Well, they always be looking for people. I don't know about that. Because when I went to McDonald's over the weekend and I saw the sign, they were so desperate for people. They said management, it was like $13 to $16 an hour at one particular McDonald's. Um,
Hey,
some still says 12, but if they really got desperate, they started giving like a little bit of 13
yeah,
and 14. But if they start offering anything higher than that, they're gonna probably
lose it.
try to not give as many hours. But people are just not gonna work. I went to McDonald's for breakfast. I didn't feel like going home to cook anything. I said, let me go get me a something for breakfast. They had one person at this McDonald's on 78. And this was like the last few weeks. He was the only one there. I pulled up to the drive-thru. He was the only one. He was the one taking the orders. He was the one making the food. He was the one doing everything. He was like one person. And this was at 6 a.m. There was nobody else working but that one person. I was like, one moment, be patient. I'm only one working. I'm the only one. He was the only one. Nobody. It was only one. He was doing the drive-thru, doing the food, and giving the orders at the same. I was like, my God. I felt so bad. I didn't even try to rush. Like, oh my God, I don't believe it. I said, and
Hey.
then, and this was at McDonald's, so it was kind of like and this ain't just one McDonald's. It's like every place I went to, they've been desperately needing to hire people.
Yeah. I know my place. There's a couple of McDonald's. Same thing as you. There's like one or two people in the building.
And then at nighttime, it's
Oh
like
yeah.
the doors closed. It was wrapped around the building. I mean, it's just people coming in coming in with DoorDash and Uber Eats to pick up food, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. And I was like, I don't understand it. You have all these teenagers,
Yeah.
Now some school's about to be out in the next few weeks. So
Yeah.
and I
What?
don't understand it. If you was a teenager and it was like high unemployment for teenagers, particularly black folks, I said there's no way they could say they can't find no job. At all these fast food places, wherever it is you work. Now there's some people, I don't know. They don't want to work, or the ones who do work, they just so they get so easily and fluttered. The guy over the weekend when I went there to get something to eat, because I had these points, and I didn't, I said I'm not trying to spend all my money. I said I had these points, so all I was going to get It was supposed to be about one beverage, $1.06, get a free large fry. And I had all these points that I've been accumulating. I said, before I lose them, I'm going to use these free points. So I have to spend no money, even though it's not healthy.
Yeah.
And I did downloaded a video when I was at the McDonald's. If y'all go back, y'all see it, but it's not as
Yeah.
clear and it's not as crazy as it was. It was really crazy than what it was in that video that I downloaded over the weekend. And then that McDonald's, I looked at the sign. It had a big ass sign. It was like management. It was like 16. What did it say? $16 an hour. I want to say. Yes, it was.
Maybe in your place. Mine is like 14 for management.
No, it's 14 to 16, depending on the shift.
Yeah.
And if you know, whatever, I don't know. I wasn't paying too much attention to it. I was gonna say, let me go back and see it, but it was still about. I know it wasn't no 12, but for management, it was at least about like 15, maybe 16. It was like 15 to $16. I know it didn't say no 20. That's for sure. That it was at least about 15 to 16. I said, I won't say that's bad or say nobody would work for that, but if you working, I've been looking at all these YouTube videos of these Door Dashers and stuff. Some of them, they didn't do DoorDash when I was doing it. When I was doing DoorDash and Uber Eats, it was like 5 years now.
Yeah.
It was like a bunch of people who were working it during that time. These videos I watched lately from people, I said, y'all mostly working fast food in places or DoorDash they doing where, you can pick up at Petco. They're not paying any money.
Yeah.
Even, they pay. I kept all my receipts of pay. And if I was to ever pull it up and compare what they talking about now, it is like nothing.
Yeah. It's better get a W2 job at McDonald's. It's better.
Y'all better people always talk about the same narrative. Oh, it depends on your market. It ain't got nothing to do with the market. Whether because all of them work the major chains of fast food places to do deliveries. It's not based on the market.
Yeah, same.
So when people say, "Oh, it's depending on where you at in your market," no, because when I did DoorDash and Uber Eats and all those other ones, it was private, small businesses, higher end. It wasn't fast food. It was noodle places, higher pizza places. They were the ones that you would do deliveries for. Steak, major type of, not even major restaurants. It was more higher end restaurants. People had, it was only in certain areas that people had disposable income and you weren't driving a whole lot to make deliveries. You had, I used to always make 4 or 5 deliveries an hour, but it wasn't going to fast food places all up in the suburbs or people who really don't have the money to be paying for those type of services like that.
Yeah.
So, that's if you see the change, because I still have all my pay things when I did Grubhub and Uber Eats and stuff, but it ain't the same.
Yeah.
And even though Uber Eats, well, it's really Uber, put me back to do it again, they keep denying my insurance. I said, this is the insurance card from Liberty Mutual. So, but I'm not really being serious about doing Uber again. I'm not going to do people, that's for sure. I will do Uber Eats, but I'm looking at my Uber Pro. Get more from the road ahead. Congratulations, you gain access to Uber Pro, which gives you the opportunity for savings on gas and other rewards. Your rewards are waiting. Oh, really? So they accepted me into Uber Pro. Yeah. Let me see. They put me back on the Uber, but I have to download. They got the documents that they wanted to wait for the insurance card. If I do Uber, I'm only gonna do Uber Eats, and I'm only gonna do it where I'm gonna get like um. I ain't gonna be serious about doing Uber. If I once they keep bothering me that this damn insurance. Let me see. So I already took a snap picture of it, so they keep telling me the same thing over and over again. Well, I'll do it tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it. I've been approved for Uber to go back to Uber at least the last couple of months. I just never followed through with the damn insurance. But I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't do it. I'm still doing my other gigs that I'm doing
Yeah.
and working at Amazon 3 days a week. And I know I can find me a see right now TurboTax the season ended, so I'll be sending back their laptop tomorrow. But
Mm.
they'll probably be calling me back earlier since. But
Hey, you ready to start your business or not? That
well, you talk about the tax business?
yeah.
Not officially. I mean, I still do people taxes on the side. If not a whole lot of people,
Okay.
but but I'm
Maybe.
going. But I will
Maybe.
be
Oh, right.
I already have the requirements and stuff to do. I just need to do more marketing, and I'm going to do. I'm trying to figure out how I should do these pamphlets to help, for people who work. One thing I learned this tax season is how many help people really need. So I bought this program. I'm supposed to do little pamphlets. I'm still trying to figure it out how to do it.
Yeah. You have my email. Just send me a couple of them to see.
Oh, the things I was gonna show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see. Send me an email again, because when you get Gmail, that stuff gets lost within all the.
Yeah.
Let me post my email again. Then you. I know I had it at one time, but when I had, I don't know.
Yeah. I have your email.
Did you guys hear that?
Who the hell?
The call to prayer. I just got
Oh, hold
goosebumps.
on a
I
second.
can't believe I'm in America right now. This is the only mosque in the entire United States of America. What inspired you to have permission to do the prayer on the loudspeaker?
Hold up. I'm looking at another video.
Good, I like it. Everybody's kind of like from the same.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna be doing a lot of studying because at Amazon they had the tuition
Yeah.
career choice they call it. If you work at Amazon, you could go to school. They pay you to go to school for certain programs. Or if you wanted your GED, they pay for that. So I chose this program with career choice. It starts tomorrow. SV Academy for technical sales.
Yeah.
They paid. It's supposed to be. It's online. So starting tomorrow, I'm supposed to start. So I said, I said, shoot, I'm not gonna just work at Amazon and not take advantage of the perks they offer. And I'm gonna talk about that I'm not gonna do a live stream on it. I'm gonna do a video and talk about it. But if you ever work at Amazon and they do offer a program with career choice, you don't even have to stay there that long. You 60 days. They qualify for people to go to school. Not just any school, it's certain things they have. Like there's certain schools they link up based on where you live. And career choices is different career paths that's in demand because Amazon doesn't expect you to stay at Amazon in the warehouse doing the same thing. So they give people opportunities to learn a trade like medical, technical, mechanical. Like if you want to do, let me pull it up. See, every state is different, but I don't know. I know. Amazon could be hard. Let me tell you, it could be hard because you work 10, 12-hour days. But y'all need to be mindful. All these companies and these gig work, It ain't about no market. You can't, you can only drive so much. And you're going, that long driving to make money. And then everybody's jumping on to do Instacart. I start seeing people signed up for Instacart. I said, Instacart ain't no better. So, I mean, you can make some money, but if that's your main source of income, I'll be real careful about that. That should be a side hustle to either build up your emergency fund or pay down some debts or just to make extra money on top of working, you know. That is my opinion. It's not the same like it was, you know. It was never meant. It was never meant to be a main source of income, regardless of what area you live, regardless of the market. It ain't. Oh, it depends on your market. No, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Burger King, all these fast food, they're a major chain. They all across the country, all across the world. So when people say, "Oh, it depends on your market," no, it don't, and it's not saturated either. I hate when people say that. It's oversaturated. Yeah, they have a lot of people who signed up for Uber, DoorDash, and all these other stuff, but most of the people, they're either going to do it on the side just to make a little bit of change, or they doing it part time. And if they're doing it full time, you're not doing one app. You're not doing Uber and as the main source. That's not 5 years ago when I did it, maybe 6 years now, you will be able to get away with that. You may be able to get away with it if you've been back in 2016, 2017, when I started. You could probably do 40, 45 hours, do Uber or Lyft or do grocery shopping. You may do maybe one or two or three apps. But if you had two good apps two good apps, whether it be Uber and grocery shopping or whatever, you probably could make a good, decent amount of money. Let me put the link in and see if anybody wants to join in. You could get away with that then. But you must have some type of savings, build up some type of savings. And fortunately for me, when I had left the government, I had a good substantial savings, and it lasted me for 2.5, 3 years. I really had about 2, 3 years of savings. And then, and it took 2, 3 years for it to dwindle down. And then after that, I was like, it's time to look for a job. But, I wasn't able to really find a high paying job at the time. Those raggedy companies I was working with Wipro and CGS and stuff. And even then, 2008, 2009, that was an economic downturn in terms of people who were not really able to find a job. Or if they did find a job, they weren't high paying. So when I say what to do now, they say we're entering a recession, blah, blah, blah. You can't really do much of anything. My thing is, one, delay gratification buying, meaning don't try to buy things that you should not be spending. Don't go and buy a brand new car. Don't try to say, I want to buy a house. People will say, I want to buy a house. I heard you could get rich from getting a house. You do not. Buying a house is not a luxury, put it this way. And the reason why I say that is because yesterday I was on this person's channel. His name was JT. And his channel blew up, And I was so happened to be on the phone call, and I was asking him about about upgrading my house and refinancing, even though several people behind behind me asked the same question about refinance and this and that or whatever. And I said, I knew I was going to do that refinancing anyway. So I'm just going to save up for the remodel that I need to do. So it's going to take me, maybe a year and a half. And then I'll try to do little stuff in fixing up myself or get somebody like a handyman and don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to do things. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to wait and do the upgrades because right now it's hard to find anybody who's a subcontractor. The cost of materials that's going high, so it's just a matter of waiting. But in the meantime, I'm just going to really buckle down my budget. Now this is the beginning of the month, so it's only May 2nd, and I just need to start really cutting back on certain things. So the way to handle the situation in this recession, with things going up, costs, food going up, gas, and gas did go down some, but all the rising costs, you have to budget within your own. Don't overspend money on things that you don't need. Like me, I went to Panera today for lunch or dinner, but I didn't spend no money. I had gift cards. So, I get gift cards through all these different ways, at work, at TurboTax. And so rather than me spending money, swiping my credit card and debit card, even though yesterday me and Yvette, went out to eat at this hibachi place for $19. But see, there's a difference between spending $19 a one-time thing versus spending $190, $200, $300 eating out and fast food when you go stay home and cook. But I combat my spending of eating out is really through, just getting a little gift cards. I do this thing. Oh yeah, I gotta get my receipts. I'll talk about that in another video. I'm gonna show y'all some of the methods of how I try to make a little bit of money from the receipts and scanning receipts and things like that. And it adds up, it adds up, $40, $35 doing just scanning receipts and stuff. And I could convert them to gift cards or I could convert them to cash and direct deposit to my PayPal account. So it's been trickling down to various different ways to make little extra money, like the gas app. People have been promoting that for the last few years with the gas. People signing up referral links and getting a little bit of money to save money on gas. It's the little things. Saving money on little gas. Maybe save 25 cents a gallon, 50 cents doing this or a dollar that. I'll talk about it. I'll just I don't have to spend as much money traveling in gas because mostly I work a mile and a half up the street at Amazon. I do my little gigs, with the survey. I did some today. I did, let me see, 2, 4, let me see, 1, 2. I made $60 today. 60, yeah, $60. And all I did was just went to a few stores around my area. I didn't have to travel far, went home, just make a little bit of money. And then when I finally get my insurance card uploaded for Uber, I ain't doing no people now, so don't think I'm going to be making videos, me driving people. I'm not doing it. Now I will get, once I download my insurance card, then Uber is going to reactivate my account. They're waiting for me to submit the insurance card again. I don't know why they keep asking me for the same thing. So I said, maybe I just need to get the whole entire physical card and just do it that way. So I'm not going back to doing Grubhub. I don't even think they'll take me back. I'll be surprised if they do. But DoorDash, yeah. I wouldn't do that. If I was to sign up for DoorDash, if they was to activate my account again, I would go. I know the area that I would go to. I will only concentrate in one area. Y'all know, if y'all know me, y'all know I always talk about Snellville. I'll just go right there. Boom, that's it. You know, I'm not going to be driving all the way all over the world and doing that. That ain't going to be my main source of income. You know, I told someone earlier, I said, if you do $35, just $35 a day, choose an app and just say, you know what, I'm going to make $35. Or say you make $40 a day and you do that 5 days a week for the whole entire year. And you just put that money, stash that money aside. You could actually have a good substantial savings built up. So, I told you I did that challenge. So I'm not going to review let me see how much I got so far. I've been doing that. But some days I don't work every day with the gigs, with merchandising. Sometimes I do it, but I do, it balances out. So let me see. But y'all, let me tell you, you're going to have to find something. I've been telling people, now I'm going to mention it one more time. Please send me an email if you're interested in working for TurboTax next year. They're asking and recruiting people now. They've told us before we onboarded, they were saying, oh, if anybody knows anyone who's interested in working, let them know, because you can't just apply directly on the website. If you want to get on, you can actually come through, send me let me put my email in here one more time. I'm going to have a separate email for different correspondence, not my regular email. So if you're interested in working TurboTax next year, because they do hire and you do start training like at the end of the year, like December, like early part of December, and you don't have to do taxes. You're not going to be, you're going to do taxes now. Unless somehow or another they ask you to be full service and you do taxes on and not be on the phone and chat. I won't be pissed because I asked them to be full service and they still ain't asked me. But they do have a position that they started last year. Well, this past tax season, it was a welcome screener. So basically, what they're looking for is someone would call in and they say, well, I want someone to do my taxes for me. And then you basically instruct the person the paperwork they need to download, and that's it. You're not answering tax questions. You're not doing tax returns. You simply are telling them how to get the information for a tax expert to assist them, like myself, or someone who does the return for full service, but they have to download all the information and someone does it for them from start. So basically you're a screener and that's it. And
I think I need to go.
All righty then. Go ahead and share my channel. I'm going to share yours, Romeo.
Yeah, I will.
Talk to you later.
Yeah.
Who else wants to come on here? If y'all want to come on here, I'm about to go. But anyway, so if you're interested and you're looking for a position and you want to go, you don't have to, there's no set schedule. You make your own schedule. So, and they'll send you the laptop. But the only thing is you must be hardwired. You must have the internet speed and stuff. And I think that's it. Well, anyway, just send me an email. I'm going to be talking about it throughout the year, rather. So, it'll be my third year coming back next year. And you do get they pay pretty good. It's not going to be no $12, $13 an hour. It's going to be at least, when they started me, it was $19 and some change. Then when I came back the second year, they gave me more money. And then if I pass, when I take that enrolled agent exam, which I'm going to be studying for this summer because I was BSing around last year, they'll give me an increase more. So it's pretty good. They had crazy overtime during the tax season, crazy overtime. It got to the point where they was asking They will say if you wanted to work up to 90 something, it was, what was it, 90 something hours? No, 14 hours a day. 14, 7, 9. It got to the point they said if you they needed people so bad, they said you could work up to 92 hours a week. I was like, that's 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. I was like, oh my God, there's no way I could do it. I did 60 something. I think I got, let me see, maybe in 2 weeks' time, I may have had like 40 something hours or whatever, but I don't think I ever done 90 something. But when I think about, when I came back to Amazon off my medical leave and they gave me the medical accommodation, when I, added up those hours, 30, 36 hours plus the 40 something hours I was working, I was already working 70 something. And that was, but I didn't do a whole lot. I didn't go crazy, but this overtime thing, but because it's mentally exhausting. And for me, I still had like the neuropia in my feet and stuff like that. And that was bothering me. And I was like, oh God. And then working at Amazon, even though I do get to sit down, it wasn't, I get to sit down and stuff, but I couldn't, at some point I just needed my rest, and I didn't do it a whole week after week after week. Some weeks, sometimes, some days I just say, you know what, I need a break. But see, next year, God willing, when I go back to TurboTax, I think what I'm going to do is break it up. I'm going to work a few hours in the morning and then a few hours in the evening. That way I have a little break where you're not mentally just sitting there for like 8, 10 hours, 11 hours on the, at the computer all day. And then I was doing, then when I finally did go back to Amazon, which was right around March. Yeah, I think it was around March. And I was still working 30 something hours plus whatever. Yeah, it was, it's doable. It's doable. But I don't know what's going to happen with these. I don't know what's going to happen with this with recession and everything. And, the stock market going up, down, and all that stuff. And hearing these doom and gloom people on YouTube who has 200,000 plus subscribers, they whole channel is based on people doom and gloom. Nobody knows. They said, oh, the Fed is going to raise the rates. Oh, the real estate's going to take a dip. It's going to correct itself. Nobody knows. No one knows. All I know is for me, in my little self household with me and Charlie, and it's just trying to save. Try to pay down debts. And just look at and don't worry about what's going on in the economy. People say, oh, it's going to be a shortage of food. You're going to tell us to ration food, blah, blah, blah. I bought a freezer that I have in my garage. The freezer, now you go on Amazon looking for a freezer. Most of the prices has gone up way higher than it was. I was like, dang, I'm glad I bought that freezer when I bought it. Or they don't have it anymore. They don't have a freezer. It's not, you're not going to no big, huge, whatever. But I bought, and I just buy, even though I know I eat out, I know I eat Panera a lot. I don't really cook a whole lot. It's only me. The only thing I need to be more concerned about is when I go to the store and I say, well, damn, they ain't got no cat food and stuff. And I bought, I had to buy whatever I could buy in terms of cat food, but I don't think Charlie likes that expensive cat food. I bought it at Target. And so he eats it if he has to. If I'm not giving him anything, he'll eat it, He's like, well, he'll beg and he wants something to eat. But even if I have to buy tuna or regular tuna fish tuna with water in it, because cat food is coming like, oh dang, I see a whole bunch of and I see a whole bunch of dog food, but even then that's getting a little bit scarce. And this is going to Walmart. So I was like, dang, where's the so I have to either, buy tuna or something and say, okay, you know what, you just have to eat this, or, I don't know. People say he shouldn't feed no cat that. But I said, shoo, if you look at the ingredients in the cat food versus me feeding him like bologna, I chop it up, he'll eat it. I don't, or salmon, I just drain that water out. He'll eat it, I don't feed him nothing that's gonna be making him sick or nothing. And trust me, if he don't like it, I could truly regret it if he start, dookie like, oh my God, he eats something and don't agree, then I know not to give him that. But he really hasn't been acting up. Matter of fact, where he at? Charlie, get in this house. I got the door open because I know he went outside. He ain't going too far. He'll be, if I close the door and then after that, I'll say, okay, you go downstairs. He'll be waiting at the door, waiting to come in the house. But I know I cracked that door. Charlie! Here's my voice. Yeah, he's probably walking around in the front yard, probably in that flower bed or whatever. I'll let him get, be cooped up in the house. But anyway, compacting this economy, recession or whatever, and been hearing that for months. I don't know. Do you really see the difference? I mean, yeah, prices of gas was high. About a couple months ago, it was like almost $4 and change, and prices of food going up. But I don't see no, like, oh my God, all this stuff on the shelf is gone. And I don't see that as much. I mean, you still see food in the supermarkets. Prices are high, and it's just, you just have to budget. That's the main thing. Budget. I don't really have to buy no major meats. I still got ribs that I bought a few months ago at Sam's Club. I bought, I got tons and not tons, but packages of chicken, plenty of canned goods. And it's not like I really eat all of that food, like I said, then I have these gift cards, I'll buy, I use the gift cards that I get for free, basically. And I said, let me go and buy something for Panera, then I earn points on that. And then you get, or, you just have to budget, don't overspend. And just watch your own budget, Don't get consumed with these doom and gloom YouTubers channels, and they got 100,000 subscribers and they getting 5,000, 6,000 a month. If I go to, I've gone to places like I went to Outback Steakhouse and what's the other one? Outback. I had a gift card for that. Then I had the other steakout place, whatever. So I had the gift cards for that, and I was like, I ordered whatever. I know the price has gone up. I said, shoot, I don't remember. I don't think this would have been $10.99 or $12.99. It probably would have been $7.99 or $8.99 a couple years ago. But it's I know one thing. Who was that thing at like when they had the menu and they had like $23.99 with like ribeye steak, or all I saw was 20. When I saw 20 something, 25 something, it was steak and stuff. I didn't even look and try to get that. I was like, nope. I was not trying to spend that money. And the thing about it, if people don't start buying those high end prices at these restaurants and they have it, they're gonna have to go down. If people don't buy it, the economics of supply and demand is gonna have the prices corrected. The correction of prices of things. It will settle. Inflation things, it will settle. But in terms of like housing market and stuff, it's always going to be high. It's going to be expensive. People are like, oh, people going to lose money. I ain't going to lose money and value my house. Because that's one thing you always going to need someplace to live. Housing. Housing and food. You're always going to need that. But I tell people that I keep hearing all the time, especially the ones at Amazon, they're young. They say, I want to buy a house. Don't be rushing to buy no home. You better save your money and wait. Don't be so quick to buy a house. Because a lot of people say, I want to buy a house. Why? People say, I want to buy a house. But then you ask them why. Because I heard that you could get it'll be a good investment. That's not an investment. Even though I bought my home at 2009 at an excellent price. I mean, it could have been lower. I probably had to pay lower than that. But see, I knew that it would have gone up. And I didn't want to, I knew what my intentions were. And then now that I'm getting another stage in my life. I'll be 54 years old this year. I had yesterday when I paid my mortgage, and I was looking at the amount of payments remaining, and I had it was like 10 years. It was about a little bit 10 years or so. And I've lived here, it was 13 years now. So it was a 30-year mortgage. I said, there will be a lie. I think I'm going to pay a mortgage for 30 years. So from the very beginning, I always paid a little bit extra to knock off 6 years or so off the mortgage. So as I'm going to transition to a new career, because one thing I was doing at Amazon that I said I stayed there long enough. I wanted to stay there long enough because of the health insurance, and I also wanted to stay there so I could do the tuition. They had the career choice, and I said, you know what? So I just signed up over a week ago for technical sales for one of the companies or schools they had affiliation with. And I said, oh, you know what? Let me look at technical sales. So I'm supposed to start tomorrow. I'm not supposed to. I will be starting tomorrow. It's online for 2 months because Amazon had it where it was a part-time program and it's for 2 months. But I did sign up for another one. It was Merit America with technical support, but I wasn't interested in doing that. I said, I don't want to do technical support. People calling in, I got a problem with my computer. I didn't want to do that, even though I could probably do it. And, so technical support was more of my skill set. So, but they paid for it. They paid for the program. And they also have other programs too. I'll do a video about that, but I'm gonna talk about it briefly. Um, Basically, if you work at Amazon, they'll pay for you to go to school. They'll pay for you to say you didn't have your GED. They'll pay for you to get your GED. They will pay for you to enter a career, the high demand careers in areas of technical, mechanical, and medical. Now, I know I wasn't interested in medical, so but they had like dental assistant and some other program. It was medical assistant and dental assistant, computers. They had technical support, um, cybersecurity. But cybersecurity, let me tell you, you thought it was an advanced program. They just want you to take a beginner's cybersecurity, just the basics. But after that, it's still good because they have a demand for people in cybersecurity, technical support. The area that I chose was it wasn't it was business support, but it was technical sales. And I was researching technical sales months ago. And I said, oh, that's interesting. I said, dog, I would like to do that because I have experience in sales, my experience in customer service. And I did learn the basic coding, HTML, CSS, and Python, even though I'm still practicing. I don't practice every day like I should, but I do practice at least a few minutes. So when I did that generation, that nonprofit organization last year, I didn't finish. People said, yeah, you never finished nothing. But no, I took the program at Generation, USA Generation. I didn't like it because I was like, I already started learning to do this on Codecademy, HTML, CSS. So I did learn CSS and HTML and try to do a little website and stuff, but I'm not really trying to reveal it right now because it was just something I was practicing. But I didn't, but the very last part was JavaScript. And that was when TurboTax, it was time for me to go back to work at TurboTax in December. And I had to do 40 hours of training, and I couldn't do that USA Generation at the same time. And I didn't start to like it because I fell behind because it was way too many people in the class. And then I was like, I didn't like it. So I took a pause with the Generation USA. They did ask me if I wanted to pick it up again. So I said, yes, I'll be interested. And that's when I got sick too. That's when I had started getting sick, and it was I just wasn't feeling well. I was doing so many things. So I didn't finish that last part of the program, but all I have to do is go back to W3 school and finish the modules, even though they wouldn't give me no certificate from the nonprofit organization, but they always say, oh, you can come back and this and that or whatever. But then I know the concept was the same, just like how Amazon is doing with the programs they had. So all these, there's a lot of organizations out there that's looking to train people on these same platforms that I've already done. I said, well, I already learned this thing on this platform a couple years ago, and it's the same thing. So you can just really pick it up and do it yourself. The thing is that these nonprofit and organizations simply wants the money from these companies to get these tax credits. But even then, it doesn't make it bad. It's just a way for people to get their foot in the door to learn. And I like learning, you know? So I learned the things that I need to learn that I could upgrade my skills. You know, that's what it is. So Amazon if you're gonna work at Amazon and you're a young person, you don't even have to be young, but it's to your advantage that if you could work at Amazon and you could take advantage of the career choice programs they have, and they paying for it for you to go, and they don't want you to stay. Amazon got this program I just heard about a couple of days ago, pay to quit, right around the summer. Because I'll be there a year. Can y'all believe it? I'll be at Amazon a year come July 4th or the 3rd or whatever date that was. I'll be at Amazon a year. So the other day, they said that they'll come to you and they're going to ask you to quit. And they'll pay me $1,000 to quit. Because Amazon does not believe that someone should stay at the position, especially in the warehouse, for a year. Because they don't get the productivity out of you. After a year, people be walking around with their feet hurting. I know I'm one of them. But after a while, when I started noticing people started, young people too, they started walking funny. They started struggling. And they all that walking and lifting and all you can't do that for a year. A whole year, 12-hour days, 3 days a week, or 10 hours, 5 days a week, constantly for a whole year. That is, after a while, you just it takes a toll. You don't work as fast. You don't be as productive. So Amazon believes that's why they have these programs that someone should be able to go in the field and enter something. They don't want you to stay there unless you're going to work for them doing something like software developer or something like that. But they do encourage you to pursue other careers outside of Amazon, working in the warehouse. And they will come to me probably in a couple months, and they're going to ask me, we'll pay you $1,000 to quit, but you can't come back to Amazon never again. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that further and tell y'all about that, because I was like, I never heard that before. But 2 people told me, and I was like, what, really? And paid to quit. Now I can understand quitting that warehouse, doing that back-breaking work and walking on your feet all day. That could take a toll. But I did hear the career choice program is that they will pay for you to go into something else. So if you want to go be in a medical field, be a medical assistant, they pay for people to go to do that. And if I want to be a technical sales, which I would start researching the career choices with that, is they pay a minimum $75,000 a year. Because one thing for sure, it's still in areas of technical and sales and technical sales. It's not the same thing as selling cell phones and stuff. I'll let y'all know. But that's a demand and need. And it's not about knowing how to code. And 2, it's going to be hard for me to get a career in coding and software development, because that takes a lot of experience and years. It's just like learning a foreign language. So I'm glad that I learned the basics, but I like it, but I just couldn't see. I said, you know what? Let me go in something more in my avenue and skill set, which is sales, customer service. It's not really customer service. It's sales, consulting. I still have the background of technical skills that I need. And I could learn, like I said, I didn't regret learning the code with that Generation USA, because I could do my own little personal websites, my own little personal things here and there. And then, it's fun to learn, but it's a constant learning you have to do with that. And I enjoyed it, but Well, as we face this so-called recession, downturn, or even what was it say? Robin Hood. Robin Hood had to fire 17% of their staffing. That's just the beginning. So, as much as they said there was a great resignation, a lot of people left because they pursued other things. They left because they wanted more life balance. But if companies started to downsize, or they start, economic, their financials started taking a turn, and they may have to start say, okay, you know what? And it's not going to be, it ain't going to be some major unemployment or whatever going to happen. I don't know. Because everything is going to be automated. Everything's going to, they always going to need certain positions that would never, ever experience if anything goes bad. One, they're always going to need people who's going to make a company money, which is sales. Now, in terms of companies needing to buy products and services, I don't know. But working these gig jobs, especially doing food deliveries and Uber Eats and all that stuff, the writing's on the wall. Those companies are losing money. They're not making any money. So when they say they're cutting the rates, people's like, oh, they cutting the rates. I said, that's not new. I said, I was watching somebody's channel. I said, that is not new. They've been implemented that program about the longer you drive with DoorDash, the more money they'll pay out. I said, that ain't new. They've been did that. I said, shoot, where they been at? But these are new breeds of DoorDashers and Uber Eats and Grubhub. I don't think I've watched anybody's channel lately that was doing it when I was doing it. Unless I seen Lexi. Maybe she started, but I haven't even seen her make any videos lately. But these I ain't gonna say up and coming, but these more recent people I've been seeing on YouTube making channels, they're not really making videos and showing that they're struggling. They just taking advantage of making a YouTube channel and having 50,000 subscribers or whatever, and making an extra $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. But I just don't know. All I know is y'all, and I'm gonna end this video now. You just have to really watch your money. Watch your money budget. Try to do little side jobs on the side and build up your savings. One thing I was learning with JT Pocket Watcher, he's another YouTube channel. It grew. He's a financial planner. He's an accountant. He has his own business in taxes. And he has a new segment about can you afford it? And whether it be his channel, he's not like one of these Susie Ormans or Dave Ramsey kind of things, but he started to do a segment similar to that. But I was watching a Dave Ramsey video today. If you go type in Dave Ramsey, it's this black girl. She's about 30 years old. And I never saw hardly see any black single women on the show shouting out, I'm debt free. She had over $200,000 plus of debts, which was her mortgage, student loans, credit card debts. She paid over $200 something thousand in 30 months. Let me tell you what she did. She's a nurse. She worked 2 full-time jobs as a nurse. She wasn't a travel nurse. She just worked at one job full-time as a nurse, and then the second job full-time as a nurse. She was working 96 hours a week as a nurse. I was like, when the hell did she sleep? So they asked her schedule. And she paid off. She had 2 cars. One was a convertible, another one was a regular car because she lived in Michigan. So she was in, Michigan and stuff. It's snow. So she had 2 cars, a mortgage, student loans, credit card debts. And she worked 90 some hours as a nurse and paid off all those debts in 30 months. I was like, what? I just saw it today too. Because I really don't see a whole lot of black folks on there screaming about they debt free. And I bought that Dave Ramsey Financial Peace before I bought my house. Way before I bought my house, I had financial peace. And I really did implement those steps. Not all of them, because at one point, prior to me buying my home, when I was living in an apartment, stuff wasn't as cheap. I had saved over $30,000 plus dollars at one time. And, I paid off credit card debts. I didn't pay off all my student loans, but I was still paying on it. Oh, goodness, my foot. And I was doing pretty good for myself. And then I said, I want to buy a house. And then that's when I bought a home, and I bought it for like real cheap. I shouldn't have bought it in a bigger size, but if I bought more of a smaller home, if I had to think about it, hindsight. And I think if it wasn't for me saving as much money I was saving when I didn't have my job anymore at the government, and was able to stay afloat for those 2.5, 3 years, even though I could have kept working these gig jobs to not decrease my savings, I probably would have done it a little bit more differently, But at the time, 2016, 17, it was hard to come across a job. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy to find another job, especially when I was like, going on interviews and people's like, you worked at there, you worked at the IRS, and they always get their mind, oh, that's job security. Oh, why you think that was a long time you've been working there, and it was so hard to get past that. You worked that was a long time, and you worked, it wasn't so easy to find another job. When I thought that I was 40, when I was 40, and I was like, oh my God, it was gonna be hard to find. I got in that thing saying, oh, I'm 40 years old, it's gonna be hard to find another job, blah blah blah. But see, I've been working at an agency where everything was done so old-fashioned way. I always went to school. I always took courses. I always took advanced classes to keep up my skills. But it was staying at that same position to grow, to move on. That's the problem. I stayed there too long. That sometimes you could stay at a place too long, and that if you was to ever get laid off or pushed out the door, it's kind of hard to find something else unless you do your own business or start your own business as a consulting or just enter a brand new career altogether. But 2008, 9, that was that economic downturn. People were losing their house. People were losing their jobs. The man who lived in this house, he was an executive at Kraft. He lost his house. That's how he lost his house. And that was 2008 to 2007. I mean, I don't know when the economic downturn really started. 2007, 8, 9, somewhere around there. We were in a bad situation too. That was a bad year and situation. Some people it may not have affected too much. But I know one thing, a lot of my former co-workers at the IRS, I'm retiring. See, they retired right at 2008, 2009, and their portfolios took a dip, it was bad. And I knew that I said, when you're close to retire, that's when you need to shift your investments to something more safer. Don't be so aggressive in the stock market when you're closer to retiring. That's when you need to shift your money into something more safe, like savings bonds or something, or if you're closer to retirement age, depending on how old they were, if they were 60 somethings, whatever, they had to take the distribution anyway. So, but some people, or you keep the money as it is, and then if you have 20 years, 25 years to recover, it'll recover. The stock market will recover. So I already knew that. I said, well, at that time, I said, well, whatever happens, the stock market will recover and I won't be losing as much. You're always going to lose some money. That's why I don't look at my stuff every day. Don't be looking, oh my God, they're switching stuff around. You don't know what you're doing. Just let it stay. Let the market do what it's due. And, inflation and stuff. But this year, this couple of years, I heard it all the time. We're gonna be economic collapse. Ain't nobody know. Nobody really knows. It's gonna be. It's collapsing. The housing is gonna correct itself. It's gonna have. You don't know. The recession could last for 2 months, and then it will come back. It could last for 2 years. We don't know. All this pricing increases and this and that or whatever. The focus is try to get as many streams of income as possible. But these gig jobs and Uber Eats and Grubhub and all that stuff, you ain't gonna make that much money. You're gonna make a couple $100 here and there, or maybe a $500 a month if you do it part time. To be honest, or $1,200, or Uber could easily snatch you, deactivate you. That's it. Let's take a look at some of the people who some of the people in these 4 or 5 years that I've watched on their channel. They'll be flashing on the screen. Ooh, I made $1,200. I made $2,000 this week. What did you do with all that money? What did y'all do? For all these people with flashing that dang money, flashing that dang phone, making $2,000 a week. And you really can't say you made that because you got to take out taxes. I ain't going to talk about that no more. I put it this way, I ain't going to talk about it now. But what did you do in all those years? In all those years, people were doing these gig jobs. What else did you do? Did you work somewhere else part-time? Did you work a W-2 job somewhere else while you was doing those gig work? Did you put some money aside and just invest some money in that? Did you invest it? That's what I plan on doing. That's what I'm doing. These little gig jobs I'm doing here and there, I started investing it. I said, you know what? I was investing before. So I said, let me just put a little bit of this money that I make from these little gigs and just put it here. I know I need to upgrade this house. I need to upgrade. So one of the things that I got from JT, was to and his channel is Pocket Watcher with JT. And I don't like to promote too many channels, but he's one of the ones I do like to listen to, unless he start talking that crazy mess with the manosphere and stuff. But he don't really get into that. He don't get in that mess, that hot mess with some of those when he talk about that. So he's really good. I do like him. He knows me. Every time I come on there, he says, hey, this Lady T. He said, hey, Lady T, what you doing in there? So he knows me when I be calling in there or in the chat. So, you just have to budget. Just think about your own recession in your own financial situations. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's going to experience high prices. Everybody's going to pay the same price. Everybody, you got a 401k, investment plan. You're going to lose some money. You'll lose some, but you just have to be diligent to stay in there. Stay in there. Because I'll be 54 this year. And if God willing, I enter 60, I'm going to go back and say, well, dang, remember when it was all this stuff? You'll never know. The economy is going to But you got to do it now. All these people who are young now, you know, don't be like, I want to buy a house. I need my why? Why do you want to buy a home? You know, you ain't got to be a big home. You know, there's a whole lot of things that comes with that. Let me tell you. Water main break, something break, and a major break damage, roof. You gotta have money with that. Trust me. And that's just small parts of it. So even if it's a house, townhome, you know, there's a lot of things you have to think about. Plan B, you know, plan C. See, I'm thinking what I'm doing now, or what I've done a couple years ago, is what I'm planning. Was my plans from what I'm gonna do in 5, 6 years, 7 years. You know, it's not important that I be millionaire. You know, I say I'll be a millionaire because one, I don't have anybody to pass no money down to. I mean, I have money to pass down to, but I'll probably put it in a trust. I'll probably set up a trust fund or something. But you know, in terms of leaving money for and my nieces and grand nieces and nephews and stuff, I haven't really knew them. I don't really know them for me to be like, oh, let me leave money to my niece. You know, I don't have a relationship with them, and I wouldn't even want to leave anything with them like that. If I do leave something, it's gonna be left in stages. Like, you know, when they turn 25, whatever money I have, it'll go into a trust or whatever organization. But I don't have millions and millions of dollars to even think about that. So right now, I'm trying to build up what I'm gonna do for my retirement. I'm not planning on working at no Amazon in no 60. Nope, no, no, no. There's an old lady now. She says she's 70 something. She works, and trust me, she ain't working because she's bored. She's working because she probably didn't plan to retire. She didn't have no money to retire. She was like, you know how old I am? I didn't want to say she was I didn't want to come up with some high number or whatever, but she looked at, you know, when she said she's 70 something, I didn't say, oh my God, you look so young. She didn't really look young. When she said she was 70 something, I was okay, you look about 70 something anyway. Older black woman, you know. She work at the line, receiving when the trucks come. She don't do nothing. All she does, she stands there for 12 hours, you know, pushing down box. She's not doing no heavy labor work. She sweeps or whatever. That's it. She doesn't do anything that's going to require her. She's not pulling no pallets. She ain't putting boxes up on, you know, she ain't take, you know, she ain't doing that. She just stands there while the boxes come, you know, she just push them down as they, you know, as they take the boxes out of the truck and put them on the conveyor belt. You know, that's it. She ain't pulling no pallet. She ain't pulling no hole in things or nothing. So, but you know, but you're still on your feet though. And I don't know. I never did ask her how long she worked there. I'm gonna ask her next time I see her. I'm gonna say, "How long you been working at Amazon again?" And I'm gonna ask her. But she probably been there a couple years. I don't think she's been there. I don't know. I'll let y'all know the next time when I come down there. But I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure she ain't still working there because she likes it and got nothing to do. When I'm 70 something, if I work, like really work, it ain't gonna be no physical work like that. It ain't gonna be requiring me standing up on my feet all night long, 10, 12 hours. Nope, not gonna do it. Now I'll work as a I'll still do tax consulting. I'll probably, you know, I'll stay with TurboTax. I already told my manager before we left, I said I plan on retiring, y'all. You know, just send me the computer, pay me whatever, $4 or $5 every year extra. And I'll still do consulting of taxes on the side. And that's it. I'm not trying to and try to, you know, start this new technical sales position where I could, work from home or work somewhere in the office. I'm not trying to do no physical work, labor, boxes. I mean, I can't do it anyway because my feet be killing me. And shoot, I'm surprised my arms and shoulders ain't built up. All that box I gotta take for the table and just, you know. But climbing ladders and oh, you gonna work in receiving? Just take stuff off the truck. I said, hell no, I ain't doing that. This before I went on my medical leave. I said, what do you mean go down to receiving and do what? You help take things off the truck. I literally thought that you had to go on the truck and just be lifting. Well, I was like, nope. I ain't doing no manual labor. I did that with UPS years ago. I've done that in the beginning, about 4 or 5 years ago with Amazon before they had those robotics. And I worked in the receiving and they had no yellow crates and stuff. I've done that 5, 6 years ago? Before they started really being automated. I've done it. I mean, but anybody interested in about different positions with Amazon, before you apply, let me know and I could tell y'all exactly what it is, which one you should choose, and which one's gonna be like, But it's not bad. It's not really as bad as it is, though. It really isn't. It's just you either working 12 hours or 10 hours. But anywho, since the two of y'all watching me, nobody else saying nothing, y'all didn't come onto my channel. So thank you, Romeo, Brooklyn boy. Thank you for being here. Who else is on here watching? There's only two of y'all today. Oh well. Anyway, I guess I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good night.